Hey guys, Joe here. Not that long ago, we did a first impressions video for the Maxpedition Platy, specifically the super large version, and recently Maxpedition reached out to see if we wanted to do a follow-up video and a first impressions on the smallest addition to the lineup, the newest one, the Maxpedition Platy Front Pocket Organizer. Bit of a mouthful, but something I've been rocking for the last 2 weeks or so. This is a sponsored product, so just keep that in mind. We're going to carry it much longer to test whether anything fails, but having carried Maxpedition gear for a very long time, I have no doubt this will perform amicably, and it's something that's coming in at a very good price point. It's coming in around $23 I've seen, maybe as most as 25. You're going to have sales. Maxpedition does them all the time on Amazon and their website, including buy one get one sales, meaning you could possibly get it for half the price if you just buy one for you, one for your friend, one for your spouse, one for your kid, whatever. You're going to get them for a very good deal. But even at a higher price point of the like 20 to 25 range, I'm very, very happy with it. And it's actually a problem because I've been using this as my go-to wallet, and I have another wallet I need to test, and I don't want to switch away from it because I like this one so much. So let's get into it. This is the Maxpedition Platy Front Pocket Organizer, named as such because of the curve here. It's meant to go in your front pocket and settle close to the thigh, right where a matching seam from your blue jeans pocket or slacks might be. Pockets are typically not squared. A lot of them are hemmed to a curve, and that's what this is kind of built around. It's simple but mighty. It's incredibly well built. You have about 3.5 inches across, about 5 inches tall. Just to do a quick size comparison, if you're used to Maxpedition gear, here's the Maxpedition Micro for comparison. This looks giant versus this guy. We also have the Maxpedition Pico, which is the newest and smallest addition to that line. We're going to be doing a separate video on that. It's much more comparable, but this is definitely firmly more on the wallet side of things. This is definitely more firmly on the organizer side of things. They don't necessarily contradict each other. Coming in for my modern knife guys, here is an Ontario Rat 2. And then here is, for my traditional guys, a Victorinox 91mm, specifically the Super Tinker, I do believe. And lastly, here is a Moleskine extra small notebook right here. So this is a pretty good wallet size, big enough to hold what it's supposed to, but not so big and chunky and fat that it's going to cause a problem in your pocket. So that is really, really nice. Now, in terms of what we have here, we have one tool pocket here, roughly-ish 2 inches. To bring back some of those tools, here is that Rat 2. If I slide it in here, fits great in there. We also have that 3-layer Victorinox. Fits great, but does protrude a little bit. If you wear tight jeans, that might show. Here is like a full-size, proper multi-tool, the Leatherman rebar. It does fit, but those do catch on the rim. But in terms of size, it is, good to go, and actually blends in quite well with this. So if you want to EDC a proper multi-tool in here, you can. You don't have to settle for one of the micros. That's really cool. And then what I've been using it for, if I can bring it out of my pocket, I just wanted to show this, is an armored Zippo. This is a proper standard Zippo, just armored brass, and it fits in there great. I pull it out of my pocket and kind of push pop it when I want it. So it kind of frees up my fifth pocket, so to speak, so that my knives don't clash against it. So that has been super duper helpful. Moving on to the right, we have YKK Zip. Really nice, color matched with darker brown accent. Really cool. Very smooth. These zips are great, and they are very well reinforced right here. You can see with the stitching. I have no doubt that this will last a long time. And I've been doing like the equivalent of 8 cards in here, and it's been doing fine for that. I've also put random other things in here, like I have currently my Mummert Knives Mystic Mummy cutting card. This lighting does not do this thing justice. It's pocket trash. It's one of those things that you definitely don't need, but I just like having it, and I like the design because I'm a degenerate. Now, moving on, I also have other more practical tools like a Fresnel lens, not just for me, but for other people. We've got some old folks in our life that can't quite read well without their glasses, and they don't like to wear them, so I can hand this to them, and they're good to go. You can use this just straight up as a tool pouch. You don't have to use it as a wallet, but I find as a wallet, it shines best. Now flipping it over, we can see better the little pull tab here. This isn't necessarily something you're gonna reach in your pocket and grab. I find this protrudes more, so I find myself grabbing that. But maybe to put it on a key fob in your bag or to hang up, if you have like a hanging EDC thing instead of a desk organizer, that's good for that. So it's nice that it's there, and it's not obtrusive and in your face or anything. It's not too huge if you don't like it, and it doesn't bunch up and cause a hard spot in your pocket. You also have 2 grommet holes for a lanyard. I have taken that off because I'm using it as a wallet, but it allows you, like the large Platy, to use it around your neck or as a sling. Now, unlike the large Platy, where I think that doesn't make sense, it absolutely is awesome on something like this, because let's say I'm going from my normal EDC life to a convention or to a very touristy area where there might be more pickpocketing, theft, etc. I can pull this out of my pocket, put it around my lanyard, and tuck it in my shirt, kind of like a badge holder. So that is really nice that it's there on this guy. Doesn't make sense on the large one, makes absolute sense on this one. But you can see I've removed it. You can remove it and you can tuck it into this big pocket in the back, or you can just remove it entirely. You don't have to keep it on it. You can always just take off a shoelace if you had to, or if you're a goober like me and have a paracord bracelet, you can always make one on the fly. You do have, again, this big pocket in the back, and it holds quite a bit, especially if you're only putting a little bit in the front. There's not going to be a lot of tension, so you can fit some pretty good sized gear back here if you want to. And it also has this little key ring, kind of reminiscent of what we've seen on popular EDC wallets like the Chums. That's there. You can put keys or a little keychain Victorinox or something like that, keychain flashlight, have it on there and tuck it in, and then when you want it, you can just pop it out and then it'll be there. And also, if you're in a cold climate like me, sometimes with if you only have a few keys and no lanyard, you're gonna maybe struggle, drop it, and then have to pull it out of snow, ice, whatever. This allows you to just grab your wallet and the keys and keep a good firm 4-fingered, 5-fingered grip. So that's really cool. I like that little feature. I'm not using it currently, but it's something I do typically use on my wallets. Now, in terms of what you can fit back here, I'll bring back in that extra small moleskin. It does fit decently. However, because of the front pocket curve, it doesn't get to go down to its full depth. So this is one thing that I would ask them to improve if they ever did a version 2. It's not terrible, but it's just a slight little inconvenience. If they could make this curve less elongated, like make it more acute, or just make it square, it'd be perfectly fine. I have square organizers I've carried in my front pockets before. I've carried the micro in my front pocket before, no problem. So it doesn't really need the curvature to line up with the hem to be comfortable and not super obvious in your pocket. It's not necessary. It's there, and it's perfectly comfortable when it's there, but you don't need it. It'd be perfectly fine if it was squared off, like standard wallets are. So if they could just make that more so this could go in further, it'd be great. But it's not terrible. It's not like, going to fall out. The problem is more if you're going to use it for other gear. Like, let's say you want to put in your multi-tool in the back for some dumb reason, because that's going to be what's against your leg. It's going to fall right out. Or if you want to slip something small, like a card or something back there, when you go to pick it up, if you pick it up wrong, it might slide out. So it can hold quite a bit, and that's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. I wish it could just tuck in a little bit more. But overall, the Maxpedition Platy Front Pocket Organizer, pretty cool. I've got some other wallets that have some overlap with this, like this ARC Company wallet. I believe it's the Outrider, Outlander, one of the two, but it has no zipper pocket, so it's kind of behind. I have the Mini Ranger from Reef Knot Bags in Europe, specifically in the Netherlands, but these aren't made anymore. And both of these cost like double to triple what this guy does. So I think you're getting a good pouch from a really well-respected company, very well made. This could be your one and only wallet and you'd be just fine. And even though it is, bulkier than a super minimalist wallet, it's really not that bad. Unless you're wearing extremely tight skinny jeans like those of a 13-year-old girl, this isn't going to be super obvious in your pocket and you're going to do just fine. So just after 2 weeks of testing it, I might pick up a second one. I really like some of the other colors they have. This is kind of that tacky khaki brown. They also have this color, if I can reach it, the kind of olive color. They have wolf gray, they have black, and they have multicam, so this kind of colorway here. They all look pretty nice. I might pick up a second one in wolf gray or multicam just because I like it that much already. But again, if there's interested in a proper review, let's say 6 months down the road, just let me know in the comments and I'll do a follow-up on this to show you how it's held up over time. But it's Maxpedition. It's going to hold up probably for the next 10 years just fine. But we'll do our best to do a follow-up review if you guys are into it. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.